Oh, that first morning coffee hits differently, doesn't it? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Well, today we're going to do something a little bit differently. We're going to head over to my crypto mining compound, and I want to show you guys everything that I'm currently mining right now, how much we have on each algorithm, and then I want to do something a little bit different that I haven't really done in the past. I want to share with you guys how many and what of each miner I have at different hosting companies as well, to give you guys a total of my total amount of full-size ASIC miners, how many of each one, and how much on each algorithm. So let's jump on the road. Huge shout out to today's video sponsor, CryptoMinerBros.com. If you guys are in the market for your next ASIC miner, take a look over at Crypto Miner Bros. Now, right now, they got some great deals going on their website, some miners that I'm absolutely interested in, the Bidax Gamma 601, the brand new Nerd Miner Octa Axe. They also have the upcoming Flu Miner L3 Dogecoin miner and the new Flu Miner T3 Home Bitcoin miner. Listen, at the time of checkout, use the checkout code The Hobbyist Miner. It'll save you $70 off each individual ASIC. Guys, go over, check out today's video sponsor, CryptoMinerBros.com. Link directly down below in the video description. All right, welcome to our crypto mining compound. This has been my pet project here over the last few years. We call this kind of the old shed. This is the original shed that was actually on property here. This is actually my electrician's property. And I partnered with him on this awesome project. So this is the old shed that has gone through all different iterations. And then on the left-hand side, we have the new shed, which we just went ahead and put in August. When we did put in the new shed, we did add this 40-foot gravel pad, a lot of gravel, over 20 tons of gravel, as well as we added a storage shed in the middle. We actually just added power to it more recently, but we're using it purely for storage. And it also adds as a barrier. So the heat coming out of shed number 1 gets deflected and doesn't run into the intake of our new shed. So if you guys are curious, like, man, how are you powering all of that in a residential setting? Well, we actually worked with the power company. You can actually see our trench here. The grass grew back, and then about a year later, we added our second conduit runs out to that pole. We actually worked with the power company to add a brand new pole with an upgraded 167 kVA transformer that's only powering about 5 houses down this street here, and then the shed property here. So we're going to be working at getting some grass grown in here this year. Runs back to 2 400 amp panels. We got one on this shed and one on the far shed. On a side note, this is a upstream data black box. If you guys are ever curious, it's pretty much a soundproofing box that's meant for running ASIC miners. I actually have a video on it. I'll link directly down below. I do not have anything in this right now. Usually I use it for testing when I get miners back from repair, or when I need to go ahead and test out some demo units that I don't want to take apart. Has its own dedicated 30 amp 240 volt, works absolutely amazing. Would highly recommend it. I'll leave a link down below. So let's go ahead and hop in the shed. We're gonna go through our miners in each shed and their hash rates. So let's jump in. I'll give you guys a quick swing tour of this shed. Disregard the cable management. I haven't done any cable management this year. We moved around a ton of ASICs recently, and it hasn't been worth it to clean up the cables until we're set with everything. So I'll give you guys a quick swing tour here. Got network over there. We got 2 200 amp panels over there. We got a workstation computer, our doors that have intakes in them. And as you guys can see, you're seeing a lot of yellow. Well, these are actually intake shrouds. It took me leaning over, getting my t-shirt sucked in once to go ahead and buy these. A community member makes these K-trim. I'll leave a link down below. But as you guys can see, there's a lot of yellow. And on my channel, you've heard me talking about pivoting very heavily over to script, and you're gonna notice that today. So let's go ahead and run through everything. The Volk miners have multiple power modes, but I traditionally run it at 15.5. That's the normal mode. It can support up to 16.5. So script mining, we got 15.5. We have an L7, that's the 9050, another L7 9050, another D1 at 15.5, D1 at 15.5. Our first Bitcoin miner in here, S21 Pro 234, another D1 15.5, an L9 16. They did make, I think it was a 15, a 16, a 16.5, and a 17. This is a 16, another D1 15.5. Down below here, we have an S21, which is 200 terahash. Another L7 9050, an L9 16.5, an S21 XP, or I'm sorry, S21 S19 K Pro. Wow, we can talk today. That's 120. S21 200, an L7 9050, and an L7 9050. And then on our workbench, which even though it's starting to get really nice out, we're still warming our intake wall because we do get some cold days still. This is an L7 9500, and this is a AlphaPex DG1 Plus. This is 14.5. Now we do have two miners missing from here. We have a Volk miner D1 15.5 that is actually out for repair right now. And we do have a K7 that's nervous, but when that comes back from repair, we are going to go ahead and sell it. I'm not going to go ahead and run that at all again. All right, so what is our total for shed number one? All right, so for shed number one, when we're talking about Bitcoin, SHA-256, we're currently at 754 terahash in this shed. When we're talking script mining, we are at 180 gigahash. Let's go ahead and take a look at our new shed. All right, so take a walk with me here. Show you guys real quick on the new shed. Very similar design. This is just a little bit, things are tweaked a little bit better because this was our second round of doing it. We kind of learned from our first shed. Something different in this shed too is that we are running two immersion setups in here. The one is down and waiting for a new pump to come in. I'll show you guys that in a minute. But this immersion kit is up and running properly. The other one is down currently right now while we wait, but I'll show you that in just a minute. So let's go ahead and step inside. I actually call this shed 3.0. So step it inside here. We just built this back in August and got energized in October. Give you guys a quick swing tour. We call this our ASICplug.com shed. We have our network there. We have our power, and then we have our two immersion kits here. This one is currently down for a new pump. That one we have up and running. I'll show that to you guys here in just a minute. So let's go ahead and run through this shed entirely. So right here we have an S21, it's a 200 terahash. And I'm just going to give the stock numbers. I am running on all of my Bitcoin miners' brains, so the numbers are a little bit different, but we'll go just through stock numbers. DG1 Plus 14.4, Volk miner D1 15.5. This is just the DG1, that's 11 gigahash. We have the Volk miner D1 15.5, Volk miner D1 15.5. We are running our E9 Pro. This is the 3680, just stacking some Ethereum Classic, a little bit of a speculative play there. Our big boy here is the S21 XP. The screen isn't on because it's running brains on it, but man, right now it's at, stock it's 270, but with brains, even with their tune at the stock power, I've seen almost 300 terahash with this thing. It's absolutely wild. Now we are doing some heat over here. We do have an AlphaPex DG1 Plus 14.4, just heating a little bit of our intake wall there. And then we do have over here, this is an L9 in immersion, and this one is a 17 gigahash model. So for shed 3.0, or ASIC plug shed, we come in at 470 terahash. For Bitcoin mining, and for script mining, we come in at 106 gigahash. Now, just got this delivered actually while we're here. I need to wait to get it installed because I need the other pump that's coming, but I'll show you guys now. We'll add it to some of our math here. This is our storage shed, by the way. We just got light in here. all the electrical, which is exciting. We actually have I didn't add it in my calculations, but we do have, this is the Fluminer L2. It's a speaker. It's also on script. I think it does like 2 gigahash or something like that. But we just got this back in. This is a Canaan Avalon, and this is the A1566i. It's a dedicated immersion ASIC miner. It actually arrived to us originally DOA from Canaan. We sent it out for repair. It went down to Texas to BitCruiser, which is who Canaan uses in the US. And we just got it back, so I'm gonna be adding that into immersion. So that is 261 terahash. So if we add that together, that's gonna push our third shed to 745 terahash total, which is absolutely awesome. It's a workhorse. So let's go ahead. We're gonna head back home. I wanna jump on the computer and I wanna show you guys the hash rate that we are running at the different hosting companies that I work with, as well as which miners I have at each hosting company. If you're trying to figure out which crypto mining pool is best for you, consider Via BTC. Via BTC supports 10 different crypto algorithms and the flexibility to convert your mining payouts on the fly to coins like Bitcoin and USDT quickly and easily. Where are my script miners at? If you're looking to reap the rewards of merge mining, Via BTC supports over 10 different merge mineable coins, making their platform more profitable for script miners. Go check out Via BTC directly down below via the link in the video description. All right, so I actually just got home. I thought I'd show you guys our home mining shed. We won't go through every single thing, but this is actually kind of shed 1.0. You know, this is the shed that we originally built when we got into crypto mining. Actually started this last bull run about 5 years ago. We were running GPUs in here right now. That's just a garden shed there, but this is actually our home shed here. I'll go ahead and step inside. Just give you guys a quick swing tour. We're mostly running solo Bitcoin miners in here as well as AI rigs. So a variety. Excuse my wiring mess, that's a spring project. But I'll give you guys a quick swing tour here. Server, storage NAS, some nodes. We got some solo Bitcoin miners up in here. Some more down in here, as you guys can see. An old Z9 Mini we're still running. It's actually on Pirate Chain. We got a bunch of our hash cards there. Some AI rigs there. We got some more up here. And here is my Dell Precision. This is actually running Umbral with my Bitcoin Cash, Digibyte, as well as Dogecoin node on that as well. But yeah, quick swing tour. This shed has gone through all different iterations of all different things. Totally overkill on my exhaust. Look, we only got one exhaust fan running right now. These other three aren't even running at all. But yeah, so here is our kind of our home shed. This has been fantastic to get everything out of the house. All that heat, all the noise. Even with some smaller stuff like this, it's nice just to have a dedicated space for this, so it's worked out really well. All right, so we're back home here, and I wanted to go through all the different ASICs and the hash rates and such that I have at different hosting companies. Hosting is absolutely a great way to go, and I highly recommend it. When you don't have like a crypto mining compound like I do, and you want to expand outside of some home miners, and you finally want to jump into some big boy miners, hosting is really an avenue that anyone can utilize and use. And I actually have my ASICs hosted at 4 different companies. And if you're interested in learning more about these, go over to my website, thehobbyistminer.io. There's a spot in the upper right-hand corner for where to buy. And under there, I have all the different hosting companies that I'm using, mining farm tours, and contact information. I highly recommend it. I use it very, very heavily for overflow or for older miners, whatever I need to do. So let's go ahead and take a look at what I have hosted currently. All right, so let's start off at Terra Hosting. I was recently at their facility and did a mining tour there. Highly recommend it. They're located actually in Indiana within the US. So over there, I have a handful of miners. We have a Bitmain miner L7 9.5 coming in. We have an S19J Pro Plus Bitcoin miner at 117. We have an S21 coming in at 200. A Canaan Avalon 1346 at 110, a Canaan Avalon 1566 at 185, and finally an AlphaPex DG1 Plus coming in at 14.4. So in total, we have another 612 terahash at 23.94 gigahash for script mining. All right, jumping over to Block Ops mining. Block Ops is actually one of the first companies that actually went and toured, as well as had units hosted at. They are out of Arkansas within the United States, and I have a lot of different altcoin miners there. So we do have an Ice River AL3. This one I'm absolutely a spec play. This is 15 terahash over there, and absolutely a spec play. It is not profitable, but we're stacking in lithium over there. We also have 3 Ice River KS5Ls. Kaspa miners is the only 3 Kaspa miners I have running currently. Each of these is 12 terahash. I have a What's Miner M60 Bitcoin miner at 170 terahash. And finally, an AlphaPex DG1 Plus coming in at 14.4 for our gigahash. So looking at final numbers over at Block Ops, we do have 170 terahash, 14.4 gigahash on script, 15 terahash on lithium, and 36 terahash on Kaspa. Jumping over to Compass mining, this is where I have like the most Bitcoin focused miners, as that is what Compass has been focused on in the past. They have started to focus on script mining as well. But over at Compass mining, we have a number of Bitcoin miners. We have 2 S19K Pros at 120 terahash each. We also have 5 S21s at 200 terahash each. So that brings us at Compass mining a total of 7 miners, and on Bitcoin at 1.240 petahash over there. Looking at the last hosted company is Simple Mining. I had the pleasure of going over and checking out their new hydro facility, but I do have 1 unit at their air-cooled facility over there. They have 2 air-cooled facilities that I had the pleasure of taking a look at. And over there, I have 1 miner, and a Bitmain Antminer S21, and this comes in at 200 terahash total over at that facility. So all said and done, what are my totals? All right, so I do have a number of ASICs that you might have seen on the channel that you just didn't see in today's video. And that's because I have a number of units that I actually have that are in my garage right now. Please excuse how messy this is. It's absolutely a spring project, but we have a number of KS5 Pros that I'm looking to find a home for, an S19K Pro looking to find a home for, and then I got an old 100 terahash S19J Pro 104, and got to try to find a home for that can remain profitable. So those are not online. So about 5 total ASICs as well that aren't online there. But let's run through some of our totals. So for Bitcoin, we're coming in at 3.4 petahash total between the ones I'm running here at my sheds as well as hosted. For script mining, we're coming in at right about 325 gigahash. For Ethereum Classic, we're at 3680, 1 unit, that 1 E9. For Kaspa, we're coming in actively right now at 36 terahash, and finally a lithium at 15. Now, some of the miners will go ahead that we do have looking to find a home for, we'll boost that up, especially those like KS5 Pros. Those are like 21 terahash each, so 20, 40, 60, so that'll put us almost at 100 terahash on Kaspa. The 19K Pro and the other one, the S19J Pro, is about another 120 or so there. So that'll push us upwards right around about 3.6 petahash total. But that is an inside look at all of the ASIC miners that I currently have running at my sheds as well as at the hosting facilities. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Leave some comments, questions. Please ask as many questions as you guys want directly down below. I'll try to get to as many as I can. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.